Little Women is a novel by American author Louisa May Alcott, which was originally published in 2 volumes in 1868 and 1869. Alcott wrote the books rapidly over several months at the request of her publisher. The Woman in White is Wilkie Collins' 5th published novel, written in 1859. It is considered to be among the first mystery novels and is widely regarded as one of the first in the genre of sensation novels. Madame Bovary is the French writer Gustave Flaubert's debut novel. The story focuses on a doctor's wife, Emma Bovary, who has adulterous affairs and lives beyond her means in order to escape the banalities and emptiness of provincial life. Moby Dick, or The Whale, is a novel by Herman Melville considered an outstanding work of romanticism in the American Renaissance. Ishmael narrates the monomaniacal quest of Ahab, captain of the whaler Pequod, for revenge on Moby Dick, a white whale which on a previous voyage destroyed Ahab's ship and severed his leg at the knee. The Scarlet Letter is an 1850 romantic work of fiction in a historical setting, written by Nathaniel Hawthorne, and is considered to be his magnum opus. Set in 17th century Puritan Boston, Massachusetts during the years 1642 to 1649, it tells the story of Hester Prynne, who conceives a daughter through an affair and struggles to create a new life of repentance and dignity. Vanity Fair, A Novel Without a Hero is a novel by English author William Makepeace Thackeray, first published in 1847. Cicadilla 048, satirizing society in early 19th century Britain. It follows the lives of 2 very different women, Becky Sharp and Amelia Sedley, amid their friends and family. Jane Eyre is a novel by English writer Charlotte Brontë 1/2. It was published on October 16, 1847 by Smith, Elder Company of London, England, under the pen name Currer Bell. The first American edition was published the following year by Harper Brothers of New York. Wuthering Heights is Emily Brontë 1/2's only novel. Written between October 1845 and June 1846, Wuthering Heights was published in 1847 under the pseudonym Cicadilla Ellis Bells. Brontë 1/2 died the following year, aged 30. David Copperfield is the 8th novel by Charles Dickens. It was first published as a serial 1849 Cicadilla 050, and as a book in 1850. Many elements of the novel follow events in Dickens' own life, and it is probably the most autobiographical of his novels. Sybil is a 1973 book by Flora Rita Schreiber about the treatment of Sybil Dorsett for dissociative identity disorder by her psychoanalyst, Cornelia B. Wilbur. The book was made into 2 movies of the same name, once in 1976 and again as a television movie in 2007. The Count of Monte Cristo is an adventure novel by French author Alexandre Dumas, completed in 1844. It is one of the author's most popular works, along with The Three Musketeers. Like many of his novels, it is expanded from plot outlines suggested by his collaborating ghostwriter Auguste Mackay. The Charterhouse of Parma is a novel published in 1839 by Stendhal. Nightmare Abbey was the 3rd of Thomas Love Peacock's novels to be published. It was written in late March and June 1818, and published in London in November of the same year by T. Hookham Jr. of Old Bond Street and Baldwin, Craddock Joy of Paternoster Row. Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus, is a novel written by English author Mary Shelley about the young student of science Victor Frankenstein, who creates a grotesque but sentient creature in an unorthodox scientific experiment. Emma, by Jane Austen, is a novel about youthful hubris and the perils of misconstrued romance. The novel was first published in December 1815. As in her other novels, Austen explores the concerns and difficulties of genteel women living in Georgian Regency England. She also creates a lively comedy of manners among her characters. Les Liaisons Dangereuses is a French epistolary novel by Pierre Choderlos de Laclos, first published in 4 volumes by Durand Neveu from March 23, 1782. It is the story of the Marquise de Myrtle and the Vicomte de Valmont, 2 rivals who use seduction as a weapon to humiliate and degrade others, all the while enjoying their cruel games and boasting about their manipulative talents. The life and opinions of Tristram Shandy, Gentleman is a humorous novel by Laurence Sterne. It was published in 9 volumes, the first 2 appearing in 1759, and 7 others following over the next 7 years. Clarissa, or The History of a Young Lady, is an epistolary novel by Samuel Richardson, published in 1748. It tells the tragic story of a heroine whose quest for virtue is continually thwarted by her family, and is one of the longest novels in the English language. Travels into several remote nations of the world. In 4 parts. By Lemuel Gulliver, first a surgeon, and then a captain of several ships, commonly known as Gulliver's Travels, is a satire by Anglo-Irish writer and clergyman Jonathan Swift, that is both a satire on human nature and a parody of the traveler's tales literary subgenre. Robinson Crusoe is a novel by Daniel Defoe, first published on April 25, 1719. This first edition credited the work's fictional protagonist Robinson Crusoe as its author, leading many readers to believe he was a real person and the book a travelogue of true incidents. The Pilgrim's Progress from this world to that which is to come, delivered under the similitude of a dream, is a Christian allegory written by John Bunyan and published in February, 1678. It is regarded as one of the most significant works of religious English literature, has been translated into more than 200 languages, and has never been out of print. Don Quixote, fully titled The Ingenious Gentleman Don Quixote of La Mancha, is a Spanish novel by Miguel de Cervantes Saavedra. It follows the adventures of a nameless hidalgo who reads so many chivalric novels that he loses his sanity and decides to set out to revive chivalry, undo wrongs, and bring justice to the world, under the name Don Quixote.